My name's Jack Watts. I'm a Senior Market Analyst with AHDB HGCA Market Intelligence. I've been with the organisation for now 7.5 years. Grain markets are now in their most interesting phase as Northern Hemisphere crops really approach harvest, and that's where we find the bulk of the world's production. So weather now is the key driver. Over the last 12 months, the UK has been really hit hard by weather, and that's had its impact on markets, essentially moving the UK from a net exporter to a net importer, and that's had implications for prices.
Hello, I'm Charlotte Garbutt and I'm a Senior Analyst in the Market Intelligence team for AHDB HGCA. I've been there for about 4 years working on the grain markets. Our main role is to provide you with timely and relevant information that can help you make marketing decisions when you're back on farm during the year.
Hello, I'm Helen Plant. I'm Senior Market Analyst looking on grain and oilseed markets. I also have a particular specialism in oats, which come on to more in a minute. This year at Cereals, as in previous years, we're giving a short summary of market conditions before the recommended list plot tours get underway. Just really to give a bit of background as to what's going on in the market, what's happening with prices and some of the key factors to look for.
Last year, markets were hit by the US drought, the worst in 50 years, which really hit maize production. And that's really key because the US is the world's main producer and exporter of maize, the world's main feed grain. Over the last few years, maize has been a principal driver in the grain markets, largely driven by low stock levels, but also by a run of weather events. In recent years, it's been about extreme heat in the US Midwest in July through early August, and that's when the maize crop is forming its key yield. It all came to a head in 2012 with the big US drought. Now, although that's been a trend over recent years, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to continue into 2013. Back in May, the USDA came out with their first production forecasts and wider supply and demand forecasts for world grains and oilseeds. At this stage, the market is treating those estimates with caution because it's all subject to the weather over the coming weeks and months. However, as time passes over this growing season and we get closer and closer and through harvest, and the more likely that those estimates become reality, the more bearish the market becomes. So in order to maintain these current price levels, we currently need to see some kind of weather event to give underlying support. As I've said, we have seen these weather issues in previous years, notably impacting US maize, but things like Russian wheat output, European wheat output, and other crops around the world. As we progress through the season, the market is going to become more and more sensitive to crop prospects and production potential and quality. July and August are going to be the key months, principally on the back of the heat issue for the US. Will it be hot? Will it be benign? And that's going to be a key driving force for price really over the next 5 or 6 months.
Cereals is really important for the Market Intelligence team for us to be able to get out there and talk to our levy payers in the farming industry, as well as processors and merchants, so we can help with marketing decisions by talking you through what's going on in the markets and what the up and coming drivers are for next year.
We also have a great tool in the main marquee, which is our interactive global map, showing the changes in supply and demand and some of the key drivers at the moment that are impacting markets.
Another important part of what we do is to collect primary information. So weekly we're reporting prices across the industry, and we're also working a lot on surveys, particularly on planted area and quality, which are really important when we're assessing the crop for next year. The planting survey at the moment is out there with farmers to be completed, and with so much abandonment of area and spring planting going on this year, there's plenty to talk about, and we'd be really interested to hear what you have to say.
Cereals is by far and large the largest event we attend, and it's a brilliant opportunity to speak to as many people as possible. Markets are constantly evolving and ever more volatile.
Cereals is a really important event for the Market Intelligence team in AHDB. Gives us a chance to get feedback on what we're doing for the industry by speaking directly to farmers, but also the merchanting trade and to processors as well. Also, it gives all our levy payers an opportunity to come and talk to us about our thoughts on what's going to be driving the market over the next 12 months, and that should basically help to inform a marketing strategy for the coming season.
Come and speak to us about what's going on. We'll share our analysis with you and want you to share your views on what's going on with us.